The little things equal the big things, right? A lot of times when people get into business, a lot of times when people want to start something, they think they have to accomplish these big, huge things. And the big things are gonna make the difference, but most of the time it's not the big things. It's the small things that you do over and over and over that equal to the big results. And so what I mean by that is when we take on clients and we take on orders, a lot of times we want the big orders, right? We want the large, orders, the big ones that are gonna, kind of move the needle, 10,000 pieces, 20,000 pieces, 30,000 pieces. But how you get to that quantity is starting off with the small orders. So what we do is for, people that we want to get an account with, right? And we want to start working to get the big orders. A lot of times the companies that are handling the big orders don't want to be bothered with the small orders. So we come in and our approach is like, all right, we're gonna take on the stuff that these other companies don't want to take on and just deliver on that, not complain, make sure that we're acting as if they're giving us the larger orders and giving them the service of as if they were giving us the larger orders. And then we make sure that we deliver and we make sure that we build the relationships with them. So when we're able to do that, it gives us basically a complete opportunity to get in to build a relationship with them, because the big accounts are only focused on the big orders, which leaves them vulnerable to be able to have somebody come in and to take their accounts, right? Or to be able to service the client a little better. So just make sure that, when you do that, it's happened time and time again, right? So, Tesla, they started off with giving us like, 100 shirts, but we wanted the big thing, right? We wanted to print all the employee stuff, but we knew that there was a process to go with everything. So we started to print, 100 shirts, 200 shirts, 300 shirts, and we just delivered every single time, and we built the relationship. And then over the span of, I think it was like a year or so, we started to get the larger orders, right? 10,000, 15,000. We got a 30,000 order when the Model X came out. But it all started from the small orders. Same thing with Nike. That's how we got in with Nike. They would give us like 40 shirts to print. They would tell us on Friday they needed these 40 shirts done, and they needed it by like the next day. And so we would flip it around, turn it around and deliver, always deliver, act like it was the big orders. And they were so impressed with kind of how we did that. We built up a reputation for ourselves. We built up a name. And then they were able to say, hey, if we could trust them with these small orders and they could get it done, let's try them with the big orders. So then when they throw a big order at you, it's like you deliver and do the same thing as you did with those small orders. And then it's just a no-brainer. So if you're taking care of them through the whole, spectrum of the small orders and the large orders, it just allows you to establish that relationship, deliver for them, and be able to, build your organization and business, especially in client services, right? This is all kind of catered to client services because this is how you kind of get in the door with them. So I just think that's kind of some things that I learned along the way that I think could be super valuable for you guys, and something that you guys can apply, real actionable stuff, especially if you're just getting started or you want to build a relationship with someone. Just always remember, start with the small orders and then build from there, and then just always deliver, always add value, because the more value that you add to someone or to some organization, the longer they're gonna keep you around. If somebody's providing you value and making your life easier, they're not gonna get rid of you. They're gonna keep you around. So always make sure to provide that extra level of service, and whatever, by all means necessary. If that means you take a L, and you're not like even profitable in the first couple orders or whatever the case may be, but you think long-term, you're able to do that. We've taken so many L's in the beginning to establish those relationships, to think long-term, and then we end up getting the long-term account because, we're willing to build those relationships. Everything is built on relationships.